What up, everybody? This is Rocky for Rockabye Media. On this edition of What's Your Excuse, I was privileged enough to interview producer, director, YouTube extraordinaire Chrystopher Rhodes, aka YCimaging. Now, I ran into Chris a couple years ago. I was in the market for a gimbal, and he did a review on the Moza Air. I liked it so much that I not only bought it, I subscribed to his videos. I liked his style, I liked his vlogs, and everything that he was doing. I really could relate to him. And I wanted to hook up with him since I saw that he was in Virginia to see if we could do some work on some music videos. By then, he had already moved to Atlanta. But as the universe would have it, we ended up linking up for this interview, and I hope you enjoy. So I just want to ask you a couple questions for those that don't know. What does YCimaging stand for?
You got to come with the cringiest question first. All right, so let me break down YCimaging, the name. So before I got into doing, I guess, the film stuff, the videography side of things, I was heavily into graphic design. So that was my thing. I used to do graphics. I used to design covers and all this stuff for artists. But before that, I used to throw parties all the time, right? And my name's Chris, so it was like Young Chris. That was just kind of like a thing. That's just what I went by in like my party days. And at first, it was like YC Innovations. I'm like, yeah, that sounds so stupid. I landed on YCimaging, and to this day, I still hate it, but it stuck. So it's just like that's what it is.
Who are you, man? Like, where did you grow up, and what was it like growing up? Because you got into graphic design. Like, how did that come about?
I'm from Charlottesville, small town in Virginia. Not really much to do there. It's an amazing place, though. It's awesome. A lot of people there will tell you otherwise, but I didn't really get into graphic designs until like early teens. And the thing that got me into graphic design so heavy, which is crazy, was like MySpace. Like MySpace is the goated, the best social media platform, because I was into fashion super heavy, and I always wanted to stand out. Like that was my thing. Like I got to be different from everybody else. And the fact that you could design your MySpace layout and do all these crazy things to the layouts, that's what got me into graphic design, ironically.
As anyone from a small town knows, if you do something well, the locals will come calling. With help from his friend C. Ryan, Chris started making money doing flyers and shooting music videos for the surrounding artists. But after high school, the party was over. Work slowed, and having to move out of his parents' house, Chris found himself living off his college refund checks.
If you ever done like community college or college in general, you know, like those refund checks come once a semester. So, you know, it's like maybe 3-4 months. So I get one, you know, I might pay my rent once, and then I might go mess that money up on some gear and some shoes. And I wasn't making much money. I'm making like $150 a music video. I'm making $50 a cover. And I remember at the time my rent was on like $400 because I had moved into like a sector with like different roommates. And it seemed like that $400 was so hard to get. I swear, I don't know what it was, but yeah, like pretty much every month that I wasn't living off of school, the grind was hard.
After almost being evicted from his apartment, Chris made a video with local artist Bobby Capri, who had management in New York City.
And this was like the first real time that we had money to play with for budgets, and we were able to go to rental houses, and we were able to like pitch and do crazy ideas that we had in our mind, because in Charlottesville, it's no studios. And the thing about people with money, they know other people with money. So, you know, I'm getting recommendations off of the projects that we doing in New York for other people up in New York who got money. So I think it's really just all about killing, you know, and doing your best in pretty much any situation you into, you know?
So did you ever set like a price point? Like, did you have like, I'm only going to shoot a music video for this, or was it just like, hey, whatever I can take, I can get?
I got a price point set until I need money. You know what I mean?
Start off with doing vlogs, then you started doing behind the scenes stuff, and you eventually started doing reviews. How did that process work? You know, going from vlogs to behind the scenes to reviews.
I think when you, like pretty much anybody who's trying to grow on YouTube, you start doing what you like, right? And what you like can be all over the place, because we just, as us as people, we like to do different stuff. But when you're trying to grow, you pay attention to what's going. Like, this is what's popular, and when I do this, this goes. So for me, I started to notice that my behind the scenes content for my music videos was just like skyrocketing. People just loved that. People love seeing raw behind the scenes, what was going on. So that's when I just started to focus on that. Then within the behind the scenes, people start asking about gear. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me make a video about the gear. Okay. And then I put the music video out, and I see people asking a ton about, oh, what's that effect? So then I'm doing effects tutorials. I'm just more so, supplying the demand.
You're a professional YouTuber for all intents and purposes. Like, right. And of course, back in the day, like if you said you was a YouTuber, you was taken as a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you, just making jackass videos or something like that? But yeah, you took it to a business sense. And how did that come about? Because you said you started out doing it for fun, and it was just like, okay, people are asking for this, people are asking for that, and the views kept going up. Did sponsors reach out to you, or how did the business side of it now come into play?
I never really thought of YouTube as like a quote unquote business, or even a place where like I can make sustainable money, until Jacob Owens put out like this guy, like, man, see, Ryan got it like back in the day, and it helped us a ton because like it was so much valuable information in it. And as you do YouTube, you got so many people asking so many different questions. I'm like, dang, let me write down all these people's questions, and let me just put this into some sort of PDF that they can purchase, and it will literally take the guesswork out of going to do some, low budget to moderate budget music videos. And this joint went nuts. Like, I'm like, when I probably made like $1,000 a day. I'm like, holy people want this. People, like, that was like my first real like light bulb moment. Like, holy I could be rich off YouTube.
From there, Chris created Lutz, Transitions, sold merch, and his latest venture, Free of Freelancing, a course about how to monetize and grow your social media. So as far as courses are concerned, I'm a student of one of those courses. Describe the importance of mentorship and passing on the knowledge, because you got some YouTubers got millions of followers and they're not teaching anything.
You just coming up and being someone who is, trying to learn the ropes. I think it's very important for you to get in with somebody who is actually doing what you want to do. And I say that like wholeheartedly. Like, it's so many people when you're doing something that will have an opinion on what you're doing, but knowing who to take advice from is probably one of the most important things ever, because there's going to be so many people who got opinions about what you're doing, but if they don't have what you want, or they haven't been where you've been, then their opinion is almost irrelevant. Like, literally, if you think about anything, man, anything that you ever want to do, it's a large population of people who want to do the same thing.
I actually came across a YouTube video. I'm not going to name the people because they are kind of, well known, but they are just like, I don't think it's a good idea for people to do a YouTube channel now. It's too many people, blah, blah. They just went on, and I was just like, okay.
Like, at what point is something like? At what point is it too many people to try to do something? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know, because it's a million. It's millions of people doing what you're doing, but everybody has their own influence. Like, your personality and my personality are different. We may talk about the same thing, but people will gravitate towards my video or your video depending on us, really.
Yeah. One thing I want to say about that, though, is like, I think that I guess when people say something's oversaturated, they might mean to the extent of like, okay, it's too many big people in this field, which I guess I can get. Like, not everybody's going to get 1 million subscribers, not that it's impossible, but that's like, it's hard to do. But why the hell do you need 1 million subscribers? You know what I mean? Like, you can eat on YouTube so many different ways. Like, you know what I mean? Even if you build a fan base of 1,000 subscribers, that's great and that's doable. And that it's like, it's not impossible to get 10,000 subscribers. You know, all you gotta do is work towards it. It's possible.
People buy into the leader before they buy into the vision. And so what do you think what do you think about your personality that attracts people?
I'm realistic, man, in a sense of like, this is what's possible. You can do this using this, and it's not even just like from a theory standpoint. Like, a lot of people sell theories to people, and what I mean by that is, it's easy for me to say, okay, if you run 5 miles per hour and you jump, then you'll fly for 20 feet. It's easy for me to say that, but until I've actually done it myself, what sort of value is that to you? And I think another thing that people take away from me, personality wise, is that I'm actually relatable in the sense that I use the same camera that people use. I use the same light that people use, and I use the same gimbal that people use. And the fact that people can see me doing some stuff that has some sort of value or some stuff that looks good, it shows them that, okay, this is possible to do.
Was it ever a point where it was like your wife or your kids, or you felt like you were neglecting them because you was putting too much time into this?
Well, yeah, I mean, I always feel like that. Honestly, I always feel like I could be doing something with my family, but I always try to remember that it's not a problem to work. That's something that I constantly have to remind myself. Like, it's not a problem to work. Like, if I wasn't doing this and I had a traditional job, I would literally probably be at work all day anyways. But, you know, I think the fact that the majority of the time I'm able to work from home, I can step out and I can get an hour with my family and then go back to the desk. And, you know, I think that helps a lot. You know, just the fact that they know that I'm always here while I'm doing what I need to do. That plays a big part in it.
Of course, as you grow, different sponsors with deep pockets begin reaching out. And with that comes the risk of losing your integrity for the almighty dollar. How do you keep yourself in that situation?
Yeah. I turn down sponsors that don't make sense. Like first and foremost, it has to make sense. Like, you're not gonna catch me doing a sponsorship on Raid Shadow Legends. Even though I love video games, it's just like, it just don't make sense to the kind of content that I make. So for me, it's just like, all right, does it make sense? Would I actually use this? And is the check there? And I think the best way to do sponsorships is to do sponsorships with companies that you already use their products. So like, when Aperture reaches out to me and they're like, oh, we want to pay you to promote this light, it's like, okay, I was going to use this light anyways. Let's do it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, getting paid to do something that you were already going to do makes sense. So if all three of those things don't line up, then I'm not doing sponsorship.
What's the end game of this?
I don't know. I don't know what the end game is. I just want to continue to do things that I'm into. I found myself, like, when I was shooting music videos, I was like, I don't love this. And it was at that moment that I knew, like, I have to stop. Because I didn't get into this to hate it. I didn't get into this to hate. Like, if I want to hate what I'm doing for a living, I'll just go get a job. So I think I just want to stay happy. I think that's the biggest goal. Stay into what I'm doing, and the money will come. I've learned so many different monetizing methods and ways to make money that I'm not even concerned with it anymore. You know, like, those are just things that you just kind of pick up on the way. And I've spent tons of time trying to educate myself on different monetizing methods, but I don't even care about money. Like, I'll make money. Like, money will come. I'm just trying to figure out how I can stay creative.
What would you tell your younger self? That kid in his dad's living room making graphics, doing part, like, you now, what would you tell that kid?
Start documenting immediately. I think everybody who's doing anything creative, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you painting, you taking photos, you designing sneakers, it don't matter what you're doing, start documenting right now.
Okay. And lastly, last question, what would your younger self tell you now?
What would my younger self tell me right now? Get out. Get out. Honestly, that's probably what my younger self would tell me right now. I just think back to myself when I was younger. I was obsessed with going and doing something. I had like serious FOMO as a kid. Like I have to do everything. I have to go to this place to see this and go to this place where this is going on and this is popular to do. But I think as I've become older, I'm a lot less into being on the scene. I'm a lot less into going to places that are popular or places that are fun or big. So if my younger self will probably tell me like, yo, we need to go do this. We need to go do something. So
do you feel like you've reached your goal? Do you feel like you've made it?
Nah, I haven't arrived. But the thing is, I don't know where the finish line is, you know?
Yeah.
But I know that I haven't gotten there yet because I don't feel fulfilled.
But are you content?
No, but I am grateful.
Okay.
I'm grateful, but I'm not content. I'm grateful for everything that I have on all levels. A lot of the stuff I don't need. The majority of the stuff I don't need. And I realize that a lot of this stuff does not matter at all, but fulfillment for me is beyond the material things and the finances and all that stuff like that. I haven't arrived. Yo, what's good, everybody, man? This is Chrystopher Rhodes, aka YCimaging. And YCimaging is my excuse, man. What's yours?